Guys, this is our first ever series on this channel. So let me give you a rundown of this series. This series is where I create a character universe. Every episode, you guys comment with character ideas that you want me to design. Then I go through the comments to select some of your ideas to design characters for the next episode. And your comments and ideas will be featured in the video. Every character will be original. I come up with the design for them and I will draw the characters digitally. Each character will have a unique character description and maybe a storyline. Here's the cool thing, as new characters are created, the world of the character universe expands and new settings and stories emerge. So, we will have a universe map to see the expansion of our character universe. Yes, a universe map, which will expand each episode. You'll see what I mean in the first character design. That means your comments are powerful because your ideas shape how this character universe evolves. And as we progress, I could add new things to this character series, so who knows how it will change. This is just the beginning. So let the character universe creation series begin. In my last video, me versus AI at fashion design, I asked you guys to comment what I should design next. And a lovely viewer commented that they wanted me to create a frog-themed design. In that video, I intended to create a frog-themed fashion design, but this new idea struck me. So, to my lovely viewer, I hope you don't mind if I turn your idea into a character instead of a fashion design. Alright, let's create the first ever character. We're at the drawing station. I was so invested in this world because I literally was just thinking about frogs for several days. My brain endlessly.
Frog, 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 frog.
Like, not kidding, I was even thinking about frogs in my sleep. That's why I'm creating a lily pad frog. I know, I'm so creative. I did a lot of rough sketching off camera. For some reason, I cannot do rough sketches digitally. Y'all wanna see what happens when I try sketching digitally? This catastrophe. Bro, it looks like it hasn't slept in years. Why am I continuing it? Let's give it a double chin. Be gone. Yeah, so anyways, that's why I just like sketching on paper first. Okay, I have the lines down. The most frustrating part is always the face. Like, what expression do I give you? This is too basic. That's wonky. I don't know what that is. Nope. No. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. And while I was immersed in this world of frogs, a lot of ideas formed, okay? Like a whole frog realm started taking shape in my mind. And hello? Who is this? I thought you were making one character. Well, surprise, surprise. This is the Amazonian lily pad frog, inspired from those huge lily pads that can bear the weight of a light person. These guys aren't just normal frogs, they are cultivators, each having a role in the realm they live in. So it makes sense that this frog is the Amazonian lily pad cultivator. Trust me, it'll all make sense later. It wouldn't be a vibrant land of lilies and lily pads without dewdrops. Thus, the baby dewdrop frog. It's so cute. It always has dew evaporating from its body, because it's the dewdrop cultivator frog. And how could a land of lilies thrive without the flower lily frog? Yes, 4 new characters. These are the current known inhabitants of Lilyvale. Such a creative name, I know. And now I have all the 4 frogs assembled. The lily pad frog has little lily pad floaties, allowing it to glide and swim between lily pads. And obviously, you guys won't see the final character reveal yet. For the Amazonian lily pad, I'm adding these details to the base of the lily and also the sides of it. Because, did you guys know this is what those huge lily pads look like underneath? Cool, right? For the baby dewdrops, I gave it this pale shade of green, then adding some turquoise shading to create this water look. But then I didn't like this green, so I changed it to a lighter green so that the water stands out more. Okay, now for the flower lily. I grabbed some references and the petals shall be a natural pink gradient. And what I just realized is this here is a lotus center. So I've basically created a lotus lily frog. Why, that's even better! The more unique. Reality bends, dreams settle, and from that stillness, something forms in the emptiness. This is where it begins. A single realm, unfolding like a petal in a universe just waking. The first land of many yet to come. In a realm where time breathes slower and dewdrops drift through the air like floating stars, lies Lily Vale, a land suspended between dream and dew. Vast turquoise waters stretch like polished glass, endless miniature waterfalls that never cease to end. Their streams glittering with stardust, towering Amazonian lily pads, broad enough to cradle entire frog villages, float beside smaller, delicately veined lily pads that bob and drift like living lanterns. The living lilies of Lily Vale are vibrant souls of the realm, blooming with intention, emotion, and memory. Their colors shift like moods, each hue carrying a meaning, a function, or a secret. Without the frogs, Lilymere would dissolve into mist. Legends tell of the moonfold bloom, a giant midnight lily with petals like silk tapestries. It's said to bloom only once every 100 years, revealing secrets from the dreaming world to anyone who witnesses its opening. Legend also has it that the moonfold bloom actually blooms every 10 episodes to reveal a secret. Travelers who stumble into Lilymere by accident never want to leave, but they must, for those who linger too long may find themselves slowly turning amphibian. It's not a curse, says the frogs, it's the land inviting them to stay. The current known inhabitants of Lilymere, the baby dewdrop frog, nickname Dewy, role dewdrop cultivators. These cute blob mochi-shaped frogs always look slightly distraught. Maybe it's because dew always evaporates from their body. The baby dewdrop frog is the most abundant frog species in Lilymere, but also the smallest of them all. The charged droplets that evaporate from the baby dewdrop frog are used to nourish the realm, soaking into the air, water, and dreams of those who pass through. Signature quirk, they're deeply attached to dew. They collect it, snuggle it, and sometimes even name individual droplets. Unfortunately, dew constantly evaporates from their bodies, which they find personally offensive. They often gasp dramatically when a dewdrop vanishes, then flail their stubby limbs as if they've been personally betrayed. Personality traits, plop face first when sad, highly social, huddle together on lily pads in groups called gloops, playful, hopping and sliding on lily pads, easily startled especially by falling petals or their own hiccups. Activities, swimming in the tranquil waters or sliding on lily pads. Favorite activity, chasing floating dew bubbles, then dramatically sobbing when the bubble pops for 3 seconds, then repeating it with glee. The second known inhabitant of Lily Vale, the Amazonian lilypad frog, also known as the Zonian padruva frog. Nickname, Leaf Rider, role Amazonian lilypad cultivators. This rare and regal frog is made of an Amazonian lilypad, making it buoyant and thus it always stays afloat on the water's surface. Because of this natural buoyancy, the frog can never fully sink, no matter how much it yearns to dive into the mysterious, shimmering depths of Lilymere's turquoise waters. It remains tethered to the surface, skimming, gliding, forever looking downward with a poet's longing. It sometimes peers into the rippling mirror of the water and whispers verses to the fish below, as if hoping they'll carry its dreams to the realm it cannot reach. Favorite activity? Despite its quiet wistfulness, the Amazonian lilypad frog is an adventurer at heart. On the surface, it is unmatched. The swiftest creature on the water, with the lily pad acting as a natural hydroplane, it can zip across the pond at incredible speeds, leaving silver trails in its wake. For extra control, it clutches a tiny lily stem steering wheel, grown from its own pad. A strange but elegant organ, it turns with great finesse, leaning into corners and swirling around waterfalls like a leaf caught in a joyful wind. When it moves, it barely touches the water, a blur of green and gold, mist trailing behind it. It races dragonflies, dodges blossoms mid-fall, and sometimes just spins in wide, playful loops under the sunlight for no reason other than to feel free. Personality, adventurous but reflective, poetic but practical. It speaks in gentle rhymes and metaphors, often saying things like, to float is to fly, but to sink is to sea. Though it can't swim below, it has made peace with the skies above, and perhaps, deep down, it believes one day the lilies will let go, and it will finally explore both sky and sea. The third known inhabitant of Lilyvale is the lily pad frog. Nickname? No nickname yet. Role? Lily pad cultivator. Bright-eyed and always busy, these bubbly frogs each wear a charming lily pad beret, naturally grown and carefully snipped to size, tilted just so in a jaunty fashion. Each beret is slightly different. Some are speckled, some striped, and a few are even tinged with pink or gold, reflecting their favorite lily type. These berets are not only stylish but slightly translucent, catching light in soft green glows. When the sun hits just right, you can see the faint veins running through them like tiny river maps. Though they love lounging on their beloved lily pads, lily pad frogs are always prepared. They wear mini lily pad floaties on their arms and legs. These leafy puff rings keep them buoyant when they hop between pads or venture out over open water. Some floaties even have tiny embroidered runes that help them glide short distances when they leap. Personality and habits? Always optimistic. Even when storms roll in, they call rain sky tea and leap into puddles with joy. Organized yet playful, often using the phrase, leave it to me. Favorite activity? They treat lily pads like both gardens and playgrounds, and when work is done, it's time for lily pad frisbee, a wildly popular sport among their kind. Tournaments are held weekly, and the winner get a flower crown and first pick of the sunniest resting pad. And the fourth known inhabitant of Lilyvale is the flower lily frog. Nickname? No nickname yet. Role? Flower lily cultivators. The flower lily frog is Lilymere's most radiant resident. Brimming with energy and charm, these frogs are impossible to miss, leaping, spinning, gifting petals, or breaking into spontaneous flower dances mid-conversation. They are flower lily cultivators, caretakers of color and excitement. Wherever they go, the land feels a little brighter. Their presence often marks the arrival of bloom bursts, sudden, spontaneous patches of color appearing across the pondscape, sparked by their joy or emotion. No one can predict the hue or pattern of the next bloom, not even the frogs themselves. Some petals can glow faintly at night, making them living lanterns during foggy moonwalk. Despite the beauty they bring, their petals are delicate and must be handled with care. They are constantly dodging branches, puddle splashers, and frisbees. Personality? Energetic and magnetic, always hopping into conversations and flinging petals at friends mid-laugh. Natural givers. They often pluck a fresh petal from their own side and present it as a gift, with dramatic flair, of course. With this, the first area of the character universe comes into existence. Lilyvale, the first location to exist on our character universe map. I can't believe it, we have our first 4 characters and the first ever location. And of course, I have more in store because we will be creating another character. For the second character, I'm actually going to choose it this time. You guys know this channel is cat themed, so that's why in the first episode we have to have a cat character. I love cats and I also love sweet potatoes, so I was gonna make a sweet potato cat. That was one of the ideas. But I also love music, So I decided to create a musical cat, but not just any musical cat. She's a fighter cat that lives in a musical realm. New location alert! She has a swirling current of musical energy around her, and two unique abilities. The first being stave glider. A stave is these lines in music. I don't know the specifics of a stave, but it gave me inspiration on her character. And the second ability shall be revealed. Don't skip, I was just going to take you into that universe. In the vast quiet of the void, tones echo through the stars, drifting through the emptiness, until sound becomes structure, and melodies take shape. Beyond the land of lilies, where petals drift like dreams and frogs whisper to dew, there is a place where melody has weight and silence holds its breath. Sonoray is a living realm built from sound. Music is the fabric of the world, and melodies shape everything, from weather to architecture to emotion. Each region of Sonoray has its own signature frequency, its own genre, rhythm, and instrument influence. Here, reality can be sculpted through song. In Sonoray, existence itself is a personalized symphony. Travelers don't just observe the world, they become an integral part of its ever-unfolding composition. Every step, every emotion, every interaction triggers a responsive melody, orchestrating a living soundtrack that accompanies their journey. Their experiences aren't merely underscored by music, they are music, woven into the fabric of the realm with every resonant breath. It's as if their very being is a unique score, played out across the grand orchestral stage of Sonoray. The current known areas in Sonoray, the Stafflands, straight plains where note blossoms unfurl from the earth. Gently blowing on these blossoms sends notes drifting, each carrying a pure, resonant tone on the breeze. Melody weavers recline amidst the fields, their gazes fixed on the celestial score above. Using the starlit sky as a canvas and the floating note blossoms in the air, they compose symphonies by weaving these into intricate arrangement, exploring the possibilities of sound. The harmonic spires, floating sky-piercing towers made of frozen sound threads. Musicians known as tone wrights live here, crafting soundscapes that weave entire buildings, staircases, and even weather patterns from layered harmonies. It rains when the cellos are sad. The current known inhabitants of Sonoray, Melody. From the skies of neighboring Sonoray, a strange rhythm rides the wind. It glides across glowing staves, leaving melodic trails in the air. This is Melody, a mysterious floating cat born of song and storm. No one knows where it came from, only that its tail leaves sound waves and its eyes reflect unwritten melodies. It watches the lily veil from above, not with malice, but with curiosity. Perhaps it's drawn to their harmony, signature abilities. Stave glider. Melody travels through the air by summoning a glowing stave beneath its paws. These floating musical lines bend and rise like a tightrope of sound. The staves appear, forming just before its paws land. Crescendo slash. In combat, Melody performs a graceful leap into mid-air, its tail slashing with a sharp arc. This swipe releases a shockwave of visible sound and a crashing burst of musical notes. These notes strike enemies with rhythmic precision, dealing physical and sonic damage that resonates through armor, bone, and ego alike. The stronger the emotion Melody channels, courage, sorrow, rage, the more harmonic layers are woven into the wave, increasing its power. Personality. Melody is elegant but wild, part noble artist, part chaotic soloist. It rarely speaks, but communicates with flicks of the tail, bursts of song, and silences that carry meaning. Clever and fiercely loyal, it treats combat like an art form, never striking without purpose, and never finishing without flourish. Interesting traits. Lingering trail. Wherever it goes, Melody leaves behind faint melodic echoes, soft phrases that fade the further you follow. Song memory. It remembers sounds like stories. Every battle becomes a song, every ally a motif. Melody can replay parts of these melodies as a way of mourning, remembering, or inspiring itself. And like that, our character universe has expanded with a new location. Sonoray, the land of music. And that was the conclusion of episode 1, The Land of Lilies and Music. I can't believe this, our first characters and our first universe locations. I really like this series and can't wait to see how this progresses. Now you guys go and comment with character ideas, and I'll see you in the next episode with the expansion of the universe and original characters from you.